Kwathu podcast, and today with me Pemphero James Waya, Pemphero. So today we're going to talk more on how to work with corporate sectors here in Malawi as a fashion designer and also as an artist in general. So for that reason, we are with the CEO and the fashion designer of House of Xandria. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I hope you're ready.
I am ready.
Anyway, how are you doing?
Sorry?
How are you doing, by the way?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good as well.
I'm not scaring you?
I know it.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, who is Xandria?
Okay, so I'm a fashion designer. My own House of Xandria. So basically, House of Xandria is a fashion brand that creates high-end clothes for men and women. And we also focus on bringing about social change using fashion.
Yeah,
basically that's,
Alright, that's cool. Okay, so you was a fashion designer. Can you explain your journey, like from being somebody people didn't know at first to being this successful? Actually, you are successful. Do you know that?
I'm hearing that from you.
When you were successful, so, like, how was your journey?
So I've always had a passion for fashion since I was a kid and everything, but I never went to a fashion school because my parents just felt like, you can do better than fashion and designing. So I used to sew by hand ever since I was at a young age, and then I went to college. So while I was at the university, I used to sew by hand still.
What university by the way?
Malawi Adventist University.
Yeah,
so I graduated 2015.
Yeah.
But in the course of being at the school, I used to cut my pillowcases, my bed sheets, and big skirts and stuff. So right after graduating, that's when I'm like, okay, now I've done the paper. Now let me do what I've always wanted to do. So I started a fashion brand.
Yeah, that's amazing. And inspiring as well.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so you are also the founder of, you said, Shades of Beautiful fashion show.
Yes.
The fashion show.
So it's a fashion initiative. The fashion show is part of the fashion initiative.
Okay. Can you explain more about that initiative?
Okay, so basically, Shades of Beautiful is a fashion initiative that is there to provide a platform for fashion designers with and without disabilities. We find them markets to sell the clothes. We give them exposure, as well as we provide business skills through our business incubation program that we have.
Is it only for those with disabilities?
No, with and without disabilities.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, fine. No, that's amazing. Cool.
No, thank you.
I think we can find that anyway in Malawi.
I guess we're leading. We're starting something that people are going to follow as well.
That is so unique.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay, you just had the fashion show like a few weeks ago.
Yes.
How was it? Can you share the experience?
Well, so that was our third one annually. So it was amazing because it was the first time having it.
Wait. It was the third one annually?
Yes. So we had three. I always say 3.5 because the other one was a private fashion presentation. Yes. So this was the third version. We had it at BICC. So it was the first time having it in Lilongwe because we've always had it in Blantyre. But the response was amazing. Like the audience was twice as much compared to what we've always had. We managed to sell out all the tickets. We still had people coming in. Chairs were out, people were standing. It was amazing. And I think the best part was we helped to transform one of our models' life. So we've had a model since 2021 when we started, who lost his leg 20 years ago.
I think I saw him on Facebook.
Yes. So he lost his leg 20 years ago. He's been using crutches. So that's usually been his struggle. So we managed to get an artificial leg made for him, and then we gave him on the day. So he came in crutches. After putting on the leg, he was able to walk.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think that's like the best thing about the show.
You are doing a great job.
No, thank you.
I think people were producing tears that day. Wow, what's going on?
Goosebumps.
Okay, so you being the fashion designer here in Malawi, who have worked with so many people, I'm talking about celebrities, in Malawi and also outside the country. We're talking about the likes of Questa, I've worked with Irostar, and also this Kanye.
Yes.
Well, like, how do you find yourself with these other people? I mean, we have like fashion designers like all over Malawi, and even outside the country. In Nigeria, they have fashion designers. In South Africa as well. But you, Xandria, like, what's the secret there?
I think the main thing is not to look down on yourself, because you feel like people that make clothes for celebrities are, you know, out of this world, but we forget that just human beings as us, hey? So sometimes it's okay, if not me, then who's gonna do it? So you shoot your shot. Like, my first international person was Questa. I shot my shot and he loved my work, and so from there I think that also gave me the confidence that I can reach out to anyone that I want, or I can position myself in a space where those people can find me and get clothes made done for me.
I like the quote answer, by the way. I like the quote answer. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so what's good challenges like working with international people, like those people who have different, we have cultural differences, like they're from South Africa, they're from Nigeria, we're from Malawi. Like, what are challenges do you make when the working with them?
Working with them, I can't really say I made any challenges, because the beauty of fashion is we all end up speaking the same language. So it's about style, it's about the trend, it's about, you know, what you want the world to see you as. So the moment I understand who you are and what you want to be seen out there, it's easier for me to know your style and design. Maybe the only challenge I would say would be sending items. The time that you've agreed on and the time that it arrives would be a little bit of a challenge, but working with them, I can't lie, I don't really have challenges.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you talking about challenges, you say you don't have any challenge with those international guys, but like as an entrepreneur, personally, any challenges were?
No, I mean, each and every business has a challenge.
Yeah.
So I think the main thing here in Malawi is the fact that we don't have a factory that produces fabric. So fabric is a challenge, because you have to source it from outside, you have to get it from some of the people that bring it here. So it's expensive, especially when you're when you're a person that wants to produce good quality clothes that are gonna last, that people are gonna be happy with. So you always have to source items from outside. So it's a challenge because now the prices are a little bit higher. And sometimes it's also hard to access certain items that can help you with your creations to go to a certain level, because we're limited. Like I'm saying, you know. I remember there was a time, the very first time I started creating, you know, this architectural type of outfits and stuff. Like I couldn't find something to lift it. I remember we had to go to my parents' place and get a car tire, and burn it. And we took out the wires in the tire, and then we put them in the dress, so it works out. So it's crazy things like that. Yeah.
Talking about Oceans of Beauty Fashion Show, how other fashion designers can find themselves in the initiative? Like, what are the steps?
So whenever we have something coming, we always publicize it.
Yeah.
So we always call for people to apply, and we also
online.
Online. So we call for people to apply, and we also go to organizations that train fashion designers, schools that work with fashion designers, and make them be aware of what's coming. So if somebody's interested, they apply for it, because we want people that also have an interest. We don't want you to feel forced, because the moment we come to you and say, oh, be part of this, you start to feel entitled to, okay, so you brought me here now, you need to do this, you need to do that for me. But you need to look at it and see that, okay, this is something that I would love to be part of, because it's going to make a difference in my life. So we always urge people to apply for that. So every time we have something coming, we always publicize it and people apply for it.
All right. Like, did you have any specific qualifications for those kind of people?
Well, so we are not teaching people how to sew.
Yeah.
We are dealing with fashion designers already, we're dealing with tailors already, but we are trying now to help them build their businesses. make a living out of the skill that they already know. So when we're calling out for people, we already state that we're looking for fashion designers, not a student that wants to learn how to be a fashion designer. No, that's a different thing.
Yeah, okay. So what if somebody is watching and is like, okay, I think I'm going to plan next time. When are you doing that again?
So we have the next one coming next year. We should start publicizing it earlier next year. So this year we publicized about the fashion show and the business incubation program that we have. So people had applied for that. So there are always two things. There's some people that are interested in both the fashion show and the business incubation, or just the fashion show, or just the business incubation. So once people apply, they go through that process and phase and say, this is what I'm interested in and this is what I'm going to do. So we have done the fashion show. Now we are going to do the business incubation program, which might start at the end of the year, maybe month end of November or by December. Yes, we should do it. So that's something that Kosoma jumped on. So we had applied for a grant for the business incubation program to Kosoma Corporate Fund, and then they gave us a grant for that. So we are doing the business incubation program with Kosoma through Enacting to train fashion entrepreneurs, fashion designers about entrepreneurship and business.
Now, so what can you find like specific in that business incubation program? Is it all about fashion entrepreneurship only?
So we are bringing in fashion designers that have managed to establish themselves, that have managed to build a company out of fashion. People like Lydia Alfonso. You look at her and you see she's built a name, she's built a brand that even people outside trust her. But then I know there's a fashion designer somewhere that doesn't know how to get to that level. You know, we're so used to having tailors that just always sit outside the house and alter items. So every day it's hand to mouth type of situation. But we want them to be able to build a brand that they can also employ other people and also help to make a difference in other people's lives through the business that they have built for themselves.
I like the program. I hope many of you guys gonna apply. It's good as she's explaining. I think that is going to help many fashion designers, especially those who haven't been like in the place you are. So talking about fashion trends, I think in 2020, there's this picture trending. For sure. I'm sorry. I think the picture, how can I explain it? I'm trying to explain it better. Whenever I use it, just okay. So as a fashion designer, I understand you have to do that, but at the same time, you also have your family, like people. And apart from the family, we are in Malawi here, where people, live in criticism. So how do you deal with those kind of things? Or at first, can you explain about the picture? Then you can tell us how do you deal with those kind of things? I'm talking about criticism, social media, whatsoever.
Okay, so the dress, it was a concept type of dress. So I was trying to send a message of reducing waste material. So I wanted to show people that if I have reused waste newspapers, those are old newspapers, into something beautiful like a big bold dress, what more can you do with recycling? So it was basically a concept dress that I was trying to send a message to the world. Though I managed to sell it, I sold it then. But I mean, people choose to see things the way they do. So you send a message when it's heard to the audience that you wanted.
Do you think your message reached those targeted audiences?
It did a lot, because right after that I got a call from UNDP. They had an annual general meeting, so they were having an exhibition. So they wanted more of the sustainable clothes to send a message. So I made bags out of bottle tops. I made other clothes out of think it was plastic bottles, plastic papers. It was a lot of things that we did. Yeah. Yeah, we did so much. So yeah, I think I achieved what I wanted to at the time when I made that dress.
Alright, that's cool. So how do you do? I think you have answered that. How do you do with those kind of criticism? Because somebody will be like, oh no, I can't do this. Like, people will be told. So how do you do those kind of things?
Well, people are there to talk.
Yeah.
If people don't talk, then who's gonna talk? So it's about what are you trying to do? What message are you trying to send? It's like I'm saying that you send a message, so it's up to you to take it that way or not. The people that will take it the right way, they're gonna use it. It's gonna help them somewhere. But there's certain people that are just so used to saying the negative, and you can't control people. You can't stop them from speaking or saying whatever they want. So you let them be. Like, I think that's the thing for me. I let them be. If you want to say something negative that's not aligned with what I'm believing in, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool actually. I didn't know that was the message, but I think I'm getting it now.
Yeah, people always make fun of it. It's funny also sometimes.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so what advice do you have for those people who want to be like you, those people who feel like, okay, I mean, I just want to be on that level Xandria is. I just want to be that fashion designer, the boldness, the confidence and everything. What kind of advice can you give to those kind of people?
I think the main thing for me is not limiting yourself. So believe in yourself and not limiting yourself. Not limiting yourself in the sense of we have a way that people put and say this is how you're supposed to dress. This is how fashion is supposed to look like, you know? When you do something out of the ordinary, they say, okay, you're crazy. You know, like I remember some of the stuff I would make, even in school, people would say, who would wear things like that? You know, you're the only one who can wear things like that. Yeah. But those are the things that put a mark of you. Those are the things that set a signature. Like for me, I remember I did Dorothy Shunga's dress sometime, this black dress, pastel thing. Yeah. So people posted it before I did. And when they posted, automatically people were like, oh, that's Xandria, oh, that.
Twitter. I think I saw that.
Yes, so Twitter, Facebook. So already people knew that that's the dress I did because I set a signature of what I'm like. So if I listened to people's limitations, I wouldn't have had any signature because I would want to hear what you want to define me as, what that one want to define me as. So you don't know who you are as a person. So I think that's the first thing I would say. And the other thing is believe in yourself. I know my parents wished me well, they wished me well, but they didn't have the vision that I had of fashion. That's why they didn't think me going to fashion school was a good idea. So if I just still sat and say, okay, you know what, maybe they're right, yet I know how far I want to go, what I'm capable of doing, I wouldn't have been here today with you having this discussion.
Exactly.
So I think you also need to believe in yourself and, you know, you focus on the vision that you have.
Alright, that's cool. And you've talked about signatures, like what's your signature like? What do you think, like what's so special about your product? Like how we want to know that this is Xandria's product?
Well, I wouldn't even have to explain to you. You would know. You would know, like you just look at it and you would know automatically. Yeah. Because it's like I'm saying, you would tell that this is a design made out of not fearing what people are gonna say. There's no limitation, it's bold. So even if it's something simple, you would still tell that there's a touch of me there.
Yeah, right. That's cool. I think there is an argument like for many people. You know, other people prefer to have a signature, while other people prefer to have like to do things like I don't know how to explain it, but to do many things at once. As in, I can give an example of music. Yeah, you can do maybe Afro, you can do something like R&B. Like obviously, you prefer to have a signature, right? So what advice can you give to those people who thinks like, okay, I think I have to switch. I think I should have alternatives. Like, what do you say on that?
Okay, it's about what you feel works for you.
Yeah.
I can't really say much on the music part. I'm not the pro at music.
Of course, that was just an
Yeah, of course. So I think it's about how you feel like. I'll put it in a business sense. There are certain people that believe in having 5 businesses and not really focusing on one, because they're like, okay, what if that falls? What if that falls? And then they'll get a little here, a little there, a little there. And then there are people like me that believe in, okay, I'll have this one thing and then I'll build, this, and then that thing is gonna bear kids now that, So I think it's also how you feel, what works better for you.
Yeah, right. You have also worked with other organizations. I think I'm talking about European Union, British High Commission, right? Like, how do you how do you find yourself working for those guys, like collaborating with them actually to work for them?
I think, to be honest, 90% approach me. So they look at the work that we've done, and then they always come up and say, okay, we would like to do ABCD with you. We've seen this, can we do ABCD with you? But there's certain people that haven't noticed the brand yet that I have to go to and introduce what the brand is like, what we're capable of, and everything like that. I've worked with, I remember during COVID time, I introduced these masks. They were respirators, decorated and everything. So the military, the Ministry of Defense approached me and said, we need these masks. So they saw, I don't know how they saw it, but they saw it somewhere on social media and reached out and say, we want you to make these things for us. So some do come to me and some I have to go to and introduce myself.
Right. I think more support. Yeah, because you have worked with a lot of them. You just talked about Kosoma.
Yeah. So like Kosoma, we had to apply for that. Yeah, so you can't just always sit and expect people to
reach you.
Yeah, it's actually great when people reach out to you, but you need to be the one to go and introduce yourself and sell ideas to those people.
Yeah, right. So, last reason here, do you have like any words of advice for those people who are gonna watch this, actually who are watching this? What advice can you give them in general, not as fashion designer only, but as the artist in general?
So as artists in general, don't limit yourself. Like, there's so much that has to be done, and that thing is new. We need to see it. Everybody has that special thing that they need to introduce to the world. So don't limit yourself. The world is waiting for that.
Yeah, that's cool. That is what we had for today. Thank you for watching this episode of Kwathu Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all social media platforms. We talk about TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and also Instagram. We have Kwathu Innovation and Creative Center, TAF Foundation, Music for Malawi. And also don't forget for Pemphero James Waya.